Natasha from MakeupInSFC. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing this makeup look right here. It's a little monochromatic. It's all pink, orangey tones. I think it's perfect for the spring and summer months. I just like to get vibrant during this time of year. If you're interested in this makeup look, go ahead and keep watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Now, I tried to use some new products, so if you're interested in any of them, go ahead and let me know down below. And I'd be happy to give a review on some of these products, but this is sort of a first impressions. I just didn't tell you my first impressions, but I was trying a lot of new products in this video today. So, let's get started.
Hey everyone, it's been a minute, but here we are back again with a tutorial. So here I am prepping my face. I'm using my Mario Badescu facial spray. I love this stuff. It's very soothing to the skin. And guess what, guys? I'm using two new primers. This is the Becca Backlight Primer, and then I'm also using the Dermalogica Skin Perfect Primer to prep the skin, bring some glow to the face, and make a nice canvas for the foundation that's coming up. The Backlight Primer was really nice. It had a nice glow to it. And this Skin Perfect Primer from Dermalogica was actually very smoothing. It really filled in my pores. I'm still testing it out. Moving on to foundation, I really wanted to try this Pro Coverage foundation from LA Girl. I heard it was a dupe for the Makeup Forever HD foundation. But I will say that the longevity of this one is not as good as the Pro HD from Makeup Forever, but it is a nice alternative for something that was like $7 or $8. I got mine from shophush.com, and I'll link that down below in case you're interested. Now, don't get mad at me, but this brush that I'm using from Kaylin is $78. I know! They were kind enough to give it to me at Gen Beauty, and so I've been using it for my foundation in the last couple weeks, and I have to say it's pretty damn good. It's really nice at smoothing on the product and spreading it out and not using a ton because it doesn't absorb a ton of the foundation on the bristles, and it's easy to clean. Don't you worry, I got you a dupe down there in the bottom bar, so if you're interested in a similar brush, I've listed it down below. Now I'm taking my Smashbox Waterproof Concealer, this is in the shade Medium, and then I'm blending that out with my Pinky Rose Cosmetic Sponge. It's really nice and bouncy, and at a fraction of the cost of a beauty blender. It comes at a whopping $6.99 on their website or at their stores. My favorite part of the sponge is that when I pounce my concealer, the flat part of this is at the pointed end of the sponge, and it's really good at getting in that inner corner. Now to set my face, you know the drill. I'm going to be using my Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder, and as you can see, I over powder and then dust away the excess, and I really think that this helps to extend the longevity of my foundation, and it makes for a nice airbrush finish. I have to thank Alyssa Ashley. She put me on to this powder. It's so good. Now I'm going to move on to contouring. I'm taking this No Name angled brush and my True Complexion palette from Black Radiance. I got mine at Rite Aid, but you can get it online. And I'm just using that to chisel out my cheekbones and to just bronze up the perimeter of my face. Now for brows, I'm using my defining powder from Ardell in the shade Soft Black, and I'm just using that to fill in any sparse areas. In this video, I still have my grown out brows because I was just trying to change the shape and fill them out a little bit more. So as you can see, I have a lot of stray hair. Brows are so personal, and I've already gotten mine done since making this video, so go ahead and just do what you usually do with your brows, or don't do anything at all. So now to the main event, we're moving on to our eyes, and as you can see, I just primed them with my Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, and then I set it with a bone colored shade. Now this palette is so beautiful. It's an Okalon palette, and it is supposed to have 8 matte shades, but it actually has a few shimmers. Now this is a blatant copycat of the Lime Crime Venus palette, but if you're interested in something that is a little bit more affordable and don't really care about name brands, then Okalon is for you. I got mine on shophush.com. Even the names are the same shade. So the first thing I got was Divine, and that is a lilac shade that I used to define the crease. And then I took the Dusty Rose shade called Venus, and I'm using that on the outer corner and blending it in. Now I love this brush. It's a Crown 441 because I think I've mentioned it before. It is a very flexible brush, perfect for the crease, but it still has the precision of a smaller blending brush because it tapers all the way to the point, and so I can really get into that crease. Now you're welcome to keep this eyeshadow soft and light with the Venus shade, but I decided to take the more bold reddish tone Muse, and I built that up in the outer corner as well and then blended it inwards. Now this is going to make that outer corner pop and bring out more of the reddish tones in the look, and so that's something that you can do. And to really anchor that color, what I do is first pat in most of the pigment in the outer corner and then start to blend inwards. I really wanted to use every shade in the palette, so I'm taking the shade Icon, which is a cool tone brown, and I'm placing that in the outer corner too, and just fluffing everything together. This is a trend that I've been seeing on Instagram and online, and it's sort of a half cut crease ombre look, and so I'm taking my Time Bomb concealer from the balm and I'm starting to carve out the inner part of my lid so that I can put a shimmery shade on it. So as you can see, I've loaded up this Real Techniques brush. It's a lip brush, I think, but I love that it has a very pointed end, and so I'm really just using that with my eye open to carve out so I can see what it will look like if my eye were open. If I did it with my eye closed and I blinked, then I would get the concealer all the way up in my crease. So if you are someone with smaller eyelids, then I would cheat this step, because what you're doing is you're going to create a crease. So you would go above where your eye naturally folds and then define it with eyeshadow. So as you can see, there's a little bit of eyeshadow there right now. And I'm taking my crease shade colors again, so that reddish tone, and I'm blending that over the concealer so that it creates some depth in that space. Now going back to the lid, I'm taking the Sigma brush and I'm starting to place the shimmery shade called Shell. Say that 6 times fast. Shimmery shade called Shell. Shimmery shade called Shell. And I'm using that over the concealer area, and so it is a nice blend of color because everything has been matte so far. And I wetten the brush so that I can intensify the sheen in the color, and it kind of just makes it even more pearlized. And so as you can see, I'm just blending out the edges from where the shimmer starts and the matte begins. Then going back with a little bit more of the blending shades in the crease, I'm just trying to create more depth in the outer corner. Now, if you know me, you know that I love orange shades, so I'm taking the shade Rebirth and I'm putting that on my lower lash line just to change up the pink shades. And then I'm going in with that more brownish rust color called Creation, and I'm just using that to define the lower lash line, blending it a little bit more. Now I'm taking my rose blush in Romantic Rose from Milani. It's so beautiful, the ingenuity that goes into making these blushes. And I'm taking that on my G8, I think, from Morphe, and I'm just placing that on the apples of my cheeks and blending it into my contour. Now to bring some glow to this mostly matte look, I'm taking my Pat McGrath highlighter, and this is in a really beautiful pink cosmic duochrome kind of highlighter shade. It's not one of your regular highlighters, not your basic champagnes, but it is really nice and complementary to this pink look. And so I'm taking that on the high points of my face, and then I'm also taking that in the inner corner to bring some light. And I'm using a Morphe fan brush and a EcoTools duo-ended brush. Then I'm just finishing up with some mascara. This is my CoverGirl Supersizer mascara, really inexpensive. And then I'm taking this lip color. It's called #SEX, and I'm using that on my lips, and it is a gorgeous newly formulated lip color from Pinky Rose Cosmetics, and it is just a perfect, bright, fun color for the summer. And then I'm just finishing up with some brow gel, and I think that's the end. That is the finished look. Do you like it? Are you digging it? Definitely let me know in the comments down below. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you recreate this look, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!